favorite TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Gigi Report. I'm your host, Godfrey Gichuki. And once again, today we are going to have another very interesting conversation. And so welcome. And those of you that are tuned in through the social media platforms, please remember to share, get the word going. Today, I have a special guest on the set. And we're going to have a serious, big conversation. We are talking about the Real Men Conference, facing the pressure to rebrand. Men are facing the pressure to rebrand. So welcome to the show, Kevin.
Thank you, sir.
Good to have you here.
Thank you, my pleasure.
As you very well know, that every around February, towards the famous date called 14th, there is always this vibe about a men's conference. And so, but this men's conference, as you and me might know, never really happens. And even if it happens in the spiritual realm or whatever realm it happens. But let me tell you that this time round, there is going to be a real men's conference at the Kenyatta International Conference Center. And one of the organizers, the key driver of this conference, is here on the set. So we're going to hear why men have to have a conference. So the conference is back, it's real, it's here. And one of the questions I want to ask us to discuss, and my guest here to discuss, is this question is, are men actually rebranding? And is there pressure to do that? And what's going on? And who is speaking to the men of the 21st century? Who are the influencers? And especially in these obvious, very vicious gender wars that are going on, between men and women, and all the other things about it. So let's have this conversation. And as always, I always tell you that the Gigi Report is a platform for big, bold, honest, and deep conversation on a broad range of subject matters. Today, we are focusing on this issue of the men, part of the socio-cultural dynamics of our time. And so that's the discussion. Let me introduce my guest, and then we get the conversation underway. My guest is Kevin Manjau. Kevin is a special envoy ambassador for the AGOA, stroke home of Africa. He's going to be telling us more about that. And this is based in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. So Kevin is also Global Executive President for the Young Gospel Ministers, YGM, and a lifetime volunteer for Bishop Mark Kariuki Foundation. He's also the Secretary General for the Fountain of Testimony Chapel in Chogoria, and a host of other responsibilities. So he's going to be telling us more about that. So welcome to the show. Let's get the conversation underway. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Gigi. It's a great pleasure to be here. We've been following you online, not only in Kenya but across the globe.
Yes.
And together with Apostle at the Apostolic House, and we are happy to be here.
Right.
And maybe one of the things I never told you in the introduction is that I'm a son of Apostle David Juma.
Yes, I know there is a story behind that.
There's a story.
Yes.
Apostle used to come to preach to us at KC University.
Yes.
And I remember he spotted me from the crowd.
Right.
And he prophesied over me. Whatever he prophesied has come to pass over the years. And I remember very well the words, and I always remind him. He said, "You will rise in the spirit and in the similitude of Jehu," where you're going to rise and run faster than your colleagues, your equals.
Yes.
And the Lord has been faithful. I'm so much happy.
Yes.
Born and raised in Meru, a place called Metene, and we stayed there. We left our place in 1996, our ancestral land.
Right.
We moved to Igoji, where now the better part of our life in 1996, September 6, 1996.
Okay.
You may ask me why I remember that date, because it is so dear, because we were chased away from our ancestral land.
Okay.
So my dad was chased away like Jephthah, whereby his brothers felt he's not worth to inherit his father, despite the fact that he was or he is the firstborn.
Okay.
And it is not in dispute. So my dad did not get anything from his father in terms of land and everything. So he walked away the way Jacob walked away from his father's house on his way to Laban's house, just with a rod and running away. So he went to Igoji. He went to school, St. Joseph's High School. I schooled there. Was among those who did the 5 papers in class 8, 2001. And true to it, my primary school teacher told me I was below average. I did not qualify to become something in this life. And so those days, being top 10 was the thing. If you were below, you were outside top 10 then. And I remember in class 3, I repeated class 3 so that I would come top 10, which actually I became number 1, which was a choreographed one. Then in class 8, something happened.
Yes.
Out of 500, I got 231.
Right.
So which means, for sure, it was below average. I had dreams of becoming a bus driver like Mr. Kamau.
Okay. Yeah, there was a story in primary school textbooks about Mr. Kamau, the driver.
Now I learned from that, and Mr. Kamau inspired me.
All right.
Then I realized Mr. Kamau is not respected, so I wanted to become a policeman.
Okay.
So that people can fear me.
Right.
But as you can see, I'm tall enough to become one, but only in the space.
Yeah.
And so I thought life could be hopeless. So at Form 1, one of the decisions I made was to become bad.
Okay.
Someone can sit down to decide many things, but me, I decided to become bad.
Okay.
So on getting to Form 1 now, in Form 1, remember I was told I'm below average, I'm nothing, I will amount to nothing. And in Form 1, first term, I give an example with mathematics, because even those who are watching us, I don't know how many love mathematics.
Yes.
Out of 100, I got 59, first term.
Okay.
Do you think I scored well?
No, 59 is good.
Come on, good compared to what? These are integers, minus 1 plus minus.
No, out of 100, 59 is actually depends.
The real stuff begins in second term. This is just introduction, plus 1, minus.
No, I thought you were going to say you got 30 out of 100. So.
No, 59 integers that are not, those are mathematics that are not even tested at Form 4.
Okay.
So now,
granted,
this is what happened.
Yes.
The second term, I got 17.
17.
Yes.
Okay.
So first one, 59. Second term, 17. So 17 out of 100. What grade is that? That's an E.
Okay. Yeah.
So then,
not pretty.
That's not pretty.
Yes.
That time also I got the same thing. But that thing affected my mind. I decided to be a gangster.
Okay.
In high school.
If you can succeed in arithmetics, perhaps you can succeed in causing chaos.
Yes. And so I was a diplomatic gangster.
Right.
In this sense.
Yes.
You are a gangster with honor.
Yes.
And what I used to do is this. Men who wanted to approach women.
Yes.
And did not know how.
Yes.
They would come to me and I'll give them the lines.
Okay.
So I'm in Form 1 and my girlfriend is a head girl who is in Form 4.
Oh my goodness.
I'm too short.
Yes.
Yet I was dangerous. And
you are a power broker.
Yeah. At one point, let me show you this. I was a best friend to the class prefect.
Okay.
And we were best friends. Is Kibaki, I'm sure he's watching.
Yes.
And what happened is this. I would go take lunch very fast, go back to class, take the book where he records the noisemakers. Remember, we are friends, so I used to keep the book for him.
Yes.
But I would appear in every list. They
Yes.
would write me even before I make noise, because I have to make noise.
Okay.
So today I'm number 1. Tomorrow he will start with my name on number 3 without feeling number 1 and 2, because he knows it's just. Until one point they wrote me as a noisemaker and I was absent. So I would take that book, throw it in the toilet.
Yes.
That list, when we go back to class, I'm the one to help him look for the book. Now you tell me whether he will ever see it. Now, the CU patron,
Right.
Mr. Krianki, I know he's watching from Maua Meru.
Okay.
At one point, he gave us a punishment to do a compost pit.
Yes.
A pit for compost manure
Right.
at the teachers' quarters.
Yes.
Now, we were to do 5 feet.
Yes.
We are a team of us. And so, to show him that he did nothing, we did 10 feet. Now, you tell me, you're in school, you're
Yes.
supposed to do a pit for 5 feet.
Yes.
Then it continued and continued. But I thank God. In Form 2,
Yes.
transformation came.
Right.
I met Christ.
Okay.
My life changed. The CU patron, then Mr. Nchonge, who came to Mangu High, would come and tell me, Kelvin, you are more than this.
Yes.
You have the mind of Christ.
Yes.
And I was like, come on. I would do punk.
Yes.
And the pushback.
Yes.
My hair was so big. So at least today I have something to cover my head. But my hair was too huge. So you can imagine I was that person. I'm like, the attention of everyone.
Yes.
And he called me and told me, Kelvin, why are you doing this? I'm sending you back home. Not that I hate you. I want you to go and do your hair nicely. We became friends with that teacher.
Yes.
I was able to move from 17% to 64 in Form 2.
Wow.
Then to 79.
Yes.
To 89. I would get even 99. And when I asked the teacher, he'll tell me that 1% is because of the handwriting.
Yes.
I cannot give you 100. And I became a teacher of mathematics after Form 4. Then I went to do CPA. I'm a CPK.
All right.
At KCA University. I schooled at KCA University.
Right.
And by God's grace, for those who have done CPA, they know it's a very simple subject for those who love mathematics.
Yes.
And I'm an award winner with KCA University and CASNEP. I was the best student, not only in KCA, among the best in Kenya and East Africa. I rose to become the chaplain for KCA University, and I've been serving as a vice chair for KCA alumni for some time now, and I continue like that. I did my degree in banking and finance. I'm also a student of management at Management University of Africa, doing my master's in management and leadership. I'm also a student of East London University. I'm studying in like 3-4 universities at the same time.
Very good, Kevin.
Yes. So that's my career.
Do you think that your high school teacher, the guy who found you out, the guy, that school patron, who looked at you and told you, Kevin, you are different? How much influence do you think that had in how your life has shaped? I mean, overall, maybe you have had other influencers. How does that teacher rank among the many people that have inspired you?
That's a very good question. That teacher, Mr. Nchonge, in class, and the principal, Mr. Gitonga,
Yes.
the former principal, and there's another one, Mr. Mutegi and Mr. Kimathi.
Yes.
They called me and Mrs. Karaoke and told me, Kelvin, the future
Yes.
depends on you. You can change this world. I moved from being a gangster to become the best student in character.
Right.
So that motivation, they showed me, leave alone where you are coming from. told you, you are here now. If you keep focusing on the past, the future will blame you.
Very good. Those are very profound words. If you keep focusing on the past, the future will blame you. For
The future will have questions
Yes.
are waiting for you that you cannot answer.
Okay, very good.
And at the same time, it's going to make mention of my parents. One of my greatest support system, even during that time, was my dad and my mom. My dad did not used to earn much. My mom also, because we were many. And in our family, to my mom we are 3, but to my dad we are only 14. So we were not that many.
Yes.
The ones we know. So on a lighter note,
Yes.
I remember a time mom would give us and dad, they would give us pocket money of only 200 shillings for a whole term. That 200 shillings has your fare, your money. And I remember one day, my parents tried. They gave me pocket money of 27 shillings. Out of 27 shillings, 20 shillings was transport. So I went back to school with 7 shillings.
Okay, so...
And I donated 5 shillings, so I went back to school with 2 shillings. But they encouraged me and they told me, no, Kevin. And then there is Mr. Njagi, who is a minister with Tharaka-Nithi County.
Yes.
He was my chemistry teacher. I went to his office many times and told him, man, this thing called chemistry, I was not born for this. Mr. Principal was a biology teacher. I told him, I'm trying, but this biology, I'm only understanding the reproductive system. And you're like, because that is the most, even if you are dozing in class, when the biology teacher comes and talks about the reproductive health, everybody is up. So they encouraged me and told me it is possible. And then also, I had a spiritual backup. My spiritual father from Meru, Apostle Gitari Mudhamia. I normally tell people, he got me from a cult. By today, I would be a seer. My pastor before that was a prophetess. There are many things. Thank you. Let's go to them. There are many of them, and here in Nairobi, Bishop Mark Kariuki has held my hand for the longest ever. That man, that's why I'm a lifetime member. All I do is
want to serve the bishop.
I want to serve I serve him everywhere he is.
Okay.
If he calls me this now, I can leave this interview and go to him. And also my pastor at Juja, Pastor Herbert Baker, and my family, my wife has been the greatest support.
Absolutely. Okay, Kevin. So we promised people we're going to talk about the men's conference,
Yes.
the real men's conference.
Yes, the real one. This is the real.
Yeah. So I think, Kevin, you have very many wonderful stories, and we can spend all day. So let's talk about the real men conference. How is that going? What are you guys up to?
Thank you so much. This is a very good discussion. And you know, the men conference has been, there has been an online sensation about a conference that does not happen or that happens. And it is done, even right now there are many other conferences happening, but this is the real one. Because ours is a men conference for women and men.
Okay.
This is what I mean. And please, I am not in any way controversial, and forgive me if I sound controversial.
Right.
The new challenge that men have to deal with
Yes.
is women.
Okay. And you're going to get stoned for that, but anyway, you
They
go
would
on.
rather be.
Yes.
When we are doing a women conference, I'll tell the men, it is a women conference, but also for the men. Because the thorn in the flesh today for women is the men.
Right.
So it's important for the two. Remember, God said, the two shall become one.
Right.
And two cannot work together unless, so this is a men conference, but we also want women to come and learn about men.
Okay.
So that when your man comes home, you will understand. You are a pastor.
Yes.
a business executive, a scholar. Thank God. But they are the things that we don't want to talk about. Today, look at the rate of suicide.
It's disproportionate.
Majority
yes.
are men.
All right.
Isn't it?
Yes.
A research has been done. Some of the cases of men committing suicide, number one reason on the list is not money. It is their woman. Because the woman gave them pressure and compared them with other men that have things. So you want me to wear a shoe number 45 when right now my shoe is number 32.
Wow. That's a very interesting metaphor.
So if women does not understand men, do you know there is a lot of money for women, but not for men?
I know that.
Yet, the women are dying and running away from their homes because of their men. But the women, if you ask them why they run away, let me tell you, I am a believer, a staunch believer, but also I'm a philosopher and a scholar. Let me ask you.
We will come to that. We'll come to that. I think, Kevin, there is the whole debate about the conflict between men and women. It's a big debate. So we're going to take a short break so that when we come back, you're going to tell us what this conference hopes to accomplish. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have Kevin with me here. He's an amazing man with a big story. And right now, the world has opened up for him. And him and many of his friends have come together in Nairobi to host a real men's conference, but we haven't even had the details. So don't go away. Stay tuned. We're coming back shortly to talk about the men's conference.
Lozi Christian School, Kasarani, provides the very best in educational childcare. We offer pre-primary education, that is baby class, PP1 and PP2 from ages 3 to 6 years old in safe and cognitive stimulating environment to provoke the creativity in your child. All these founded on a strong Christian setup. We are located at Life Church International Kasarani, situated between Kenya Tents and Farmers Choice Kasarani, off Kasarani Mwiki Road, along the street between Power State Supermarket and Total Petrol Station. For more information, contact Gladys on 0758 396 110 or 0734 628 808. Lozi Christian School, a foundation for the future. Apostle David Juma, in conjunction with Gashie Pastors Fellowship, invites you to Gashie Festival of Hope meeting, a 5 days interdenominational gospel campaign.
Pastors in the region of Kihara and Gashie have come together with myself and the ministry to bring hope to the world.
We have seen God has remembered this land of ours, and I believe even from this meeting, everything is going to be sorted.
Starting from 15th to 19th February 2023 at Jakai, next to Honeybee Flats, Gashie. Ministering alongside Apostle David Juma will be Apostle John Sago of New International Church, Switzerland, Apostle Julius Ubi of Highway of Holiness Ministries International, and Pastor Tim Wangi of Life Church International, Limuru. Ministering in music will be MC Band.
You have sick people, you have people that need to hear the gospel, you have the church, the body of Christ. We need to celebrate this revival in this region.
Sessions include Church Leaders Seminar from Wednesday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Lunch hours from Wednesday to Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Revival meetings from Wednesday to Saturday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. An open session on Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and the Mega Closing Festival of Hope Rally on Sunday afternoon from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m.
I want to welcome all the men of God that are around here, and the Lord will bless you.
We're inviting all the people living in Gashie, Kehala, Keaba, Kiambu. We are calling them to come to this meeting.
Your time for hope is now. There is a global awakening. You don't want to miss what's going on in Gashie and Kehara region. I will see you there.
Welcome and expect a move of God in your life.
Welcome back. This is the GG Report. We're talking about the Real Men Conference. What's going on with the men? Are they rebranding? Are they re-strategizing? I have on the set Kevin. This is a man that many people know. His face is very familiar. He's an absolute amazing man with many lives and has been around town. He's actually an envoy, an ambassador for the AGOA, which is an organization he's going to be telling us details about, and an entrepreneur and a businessman and a Kenyan with a big story, almost failed early in life, but somehow he found his footing. And so, Kevin, before we went to the break, we were talking about the men conference, and you know, we could talk so many things about your story and forget that there is a conference waiting for the men. Otherwise, this time round, 2023, we don't want the virtual, non-existent men conference, which people, men attend on the 14th, so that they can avoid to buy the flowers, you know, for their girlfriends and mothers and their wives on the 14th. And you know, 14th is coming. So tell us about the men conference. What's the conference is about? What's going to be happening and where and all those briefly. And then now we can say, what exactly do you guys want?
The conference, the Real Men Conference, begins today, evening, Friday, today, from 4. But guests need to be seated by 2-3 p.m. latest.
Okay.
For one reason. The theme around the conference is against all odds.
Against all odds.
Manifest.
Okay.
And the name of the conference is The Activate. That's the name of the conference. But the theme is against all odds. Now, against all odds, something must be activated in you that will cause you to rise above the African story. The Bible says that against all odds, Abraham believed in God. Even though his body and he's been depleted away, he still believed that he who promised is faithful. That is the thing around the conference. We want to show men, regardless of the pains that you've gone through. And we are bringing on board an array of speakers that have gone through issues.
Okay.
Now, if you are not a man from my village, a man in this case means if you are not circumcised, you cannot go to a meeting of the circumcised men. You can only talk to boys.
Okay, that's what they say in your village.
That is in my place.
Yeah.
There is also another famous, that is an African proverb that says, if you have no cow, he who has no cow has no business being in a Keto Dips meeting. What are you doing there? So the point is this.
Yes.
If your life is clean, you are a soft life. We have the slay kings and the slay queens. Everything was working for you on a silver platter. Please, you don't qualify to attend the conference.
Okay.
Our president, we are molding this around the Kenya Kwanza government, that is the ruling government, and we have studied what our president, the deputy president, and all the people in our nation have gone through. Our president, we have invited his office. We want him to come and tell the Kenyan youth and the Kenyan world, how did you rise from being the chicken seller, the son of Kamagut, to wearing your first shoe when you are going to high school. But today, you are the president. So,
And there are many stories like that.
but now we are modern because the president is the king. He's our leader as a nation.
Right.
Whether you like him or not, God commands us to pray for them. Then let's come to Nairobi. Before to Nairobi, let's go to the deputy president, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua. Man, the day I meet him, I will remove this cape for him for
Right.
one reason.
Yes.
One of the topics in the conference is the naked kingmaker, the undressed kingmaker from the mountain. Stories are all over. The deputy president, one day, they came to his house, they arrested him, removed his clothes. It's all over in the social media.
Right.
But today he's the deputy president. Let's come to the governor. Mr. Governor Sakaja, if you are not in this conference, it is happening in this city. The question is this. Everything. We even went for your papers from wherever they came from to show that you don't have a degree. But now, I'm looking at key stories. Look at Equity Bank, James Mwangi. Equity is a true story that against all odds, you can build an international brand. When James Mwangi was joining Equity, Equity Bank was into liquidation and receivership. He said, no, it is not possible. Let's remodel this.
Okay, so Kevin, let's come down to let's talk about the men themselves. I think you had begun to mention some of the things that you see that are plaguing men. We talked about, you mentioned the story of, say, for example, suicide, disproportionate scenario there. More men committing suicide, way more than women. And there are reasons behind that. But I think one of the things you referred to is the, kind of putting men in the wrong, shoes. Making a demand on a man beyond what they really can, or actually misplacing them, so to speak. Shoe, if you wear size 38 and you're supplied with size 42, obviously, that's not going to work. It's just going to be coming off. So there is a limit to what a man can do if he is actually not, you are a short man. Maybe you might not serve as a policeman or something like that. Well, they can lower the height for policemen so that they admit you, given your history of rebellion, which you have talked about. So we should talk to the police service, to remove that barrier. Anyway, so what are the other challenges that you see the 21st century man facing?
That's a good question. And all I've talked about, I was unveiling the conference, all that, the speakers, there is the issue of mental health for men. So many men today, they are going through depression.
Okay.
Men living in their own world. And it is not the jobless. The most successful men today, they are the most stressed.
Okay.
We have professors that talk to themselves in the streets, but in class, they are the best. And if you ask them, they have a mental issue, isn't it? So, one of the topics that will be handled there is he-motions.
Okay.
He, not emotions, but he-motions.
Right.
Understanding the genetic formation, the hormonal formation of a man. And coupled with a topic, why men get home late.
Okay.
Now, as in, it is a big challenge. Today, go to pubs, hotels in the city, before you got married, you desired to get home early. After now you have children, the wife came, everything. Now you want to get home when they are asleep and you leave. So
there are the people who turn off the lights in some of these establishments.
Yes, so what is the reason?
Okay.
We're understanding the genetic formation. Then the other thing is the joblessness in our economy is alarming, especially among the young people. Right now, walk out here. I realized in this city, I cannot sleep hungry. Myself, I've been a vet doctor, self-declared. I was treating chicken, 10 chicken diseases medicine. I have sold blood cleansers that I don't understand what they were, because people have issues. If today,
we have to be very careful with you.
if today, I'm showing you,
Yes.
if today you move out there,
Yes.
why do even preachers get into manipulation? It is very easy to manipulate a hungry man. There is someone who said that a hungry man is a hungry man. But there is a verse in Proverbs that says, to a satisfied soul, even honey is not sweet.
Okay.
But to the hungry, even bitter things are sweet. Now, this is the thing. Look at the many young people today that are not employed.
Okay.
Do they have degrees? You are teaching.
Oh,
Do we
okay.
have
I can push
graduates?
back Kevin a little bit because I teach economics.
Yes.
When I'm not on TV and I'm not interviewing people like you, and I understand the unemployment, from an economic point of view. There are many reasons why young people are not employed.
For example,
they are just 20. If you are 20-year-old, you are in college. Obviously, like the students I have in my class, I tell them, no, look, you can't be in an employer's place and at the same time be in my class. So you are unemployed not because there are no jobs, but because...
What about the graduates? They already have a degree.
So once you graduate, that's a different story. So in other words, when people think about unemployed youth, there is need, and Kevin, I know you are a policy influencer, there is need to break that down a little bit more, so that then you don't just declare everybody who is on the street unemployed and they look young, they are unemployed because there could be just ex-Form 4 candidates who just finished high school. They are on the streets, just window shopping. So perhaps there is a reason why they are not. So in other words, I'm saying there is more to the unemployment than most people are willing to look. That's my contribution. However, I still agree with you. There are a couple of millions who are unemployed.
When I look at it from a broader perspective,
yes,
we have a very interesting topic that will be handled by an international guest, actually a minister from the Kingdom of Dubai, the UAE. We have invited them.
Yes.
As my bosses and my friends. And one from the most celebrated top 51 smart city engineer in the world with an award. He consults for presidents across the globe. If you need to do something smart, go to Dubai, it works. Do you know there is no joblessness in Dubai?
Okay.
For the citizens, leave alone the foreigners. Go to Singapore. Singapore. Do you know Kenya was richer than Singapore in
I know that.
In 1960?
I have them on my teaching slides.
Now, this is the truth we need to tell our people. We have one topic. It's a real men conference. And the topic is the unemployable graduate in a world full of jobs. Now is a PhD holder, but there are jobs. And now the other one is the irrelevant degree holders in our streets.
Kevin,
this is mind-blowing. I'm telling you, if you're not in this conference, we are challenging the status quo because of one reason.
Right.
I was on the national broadcaster 2 days ago we were on an interview with some leaders of the private sector education and with some key holders in the education. And me, I came to ask a very simple question. Why do you need uniforms to go to school? Why do you need a uniform for every day to attend class?
Okay.
Why do you need your hair to be cut to attend class? Why do you need? And I asked a very simple question, a very innocent question. Do you know why? Most of the schools in Kenya, I'm sorry, I'm a victim. I'm a policymaker or influencer. Let me say influencer. We saw our Minister for Education, and we are giving this as a challenge, saying that schools should not sell uniform. I'm sure you saw that.
Yes.
But after that press conference or that directive, go to the ministry. We have a registry in every ministry. It is there. Some of the people I've met, they are directors of schools, where school uniform is more expensive than the school fees. Transport is more expensive than the school fees. So the question is, if transport is more expensive, you are telling the student, instead of being a teacher, you'd rather buy a transport vehicle. As in, this is the, and we are saying the transition rate to Form 1, the desired place is 1.2 million, that is 100%. But many are dropping out of school.
Okay.
Do you know why? Sorry, let's not lose this point.
Yes.
I was challenging policymakers now on a national platform, and I asked them, by the way, I'm happy I'm interacting with the best person. I asked them a question.
Yes.
Give me a reason why I should go to a school that you own. For one reason. Give me a reason why. And when I meet politicians, I ask them the same question. Give me a reason why my student, my children, they are still in Kenya, not in the high-end schools. Give me a reason why my parent, when he's sick, he will go to Kenyatta Hospital. Yet you, when yours is sick, you fly them to India. As in, the point is this, we are showing the young men, and we have a solution. We have partnered with the Kingdom of Dubai, with Europe, some European governments, in the US. By God's grace, I have offices in the 4 continents, headquartered in Dubai, some offices in US, in Washington, D.C., in New York City, in France, that's in Europe, and Africa. The question is one. Take a Kenyan student, graduate with a master's degree. Take them to Dubai to a Class 8 graduate. The Class 8 graduate in Dubai will challenge the Kenyan graduate. So I'm sorry, I'm not against that. I am a believer in the African dream. Why do we take our patients to other countries, yet we can? COVID showed us there is nobody who was ready to travel. Even if you wanted to travel, the airports were closed. I wish that condition would have continued.
Okay, Kevin. I think
so. We are training.
Yeah.
We will be partnering with some universities here, like even the Canadian University, to offer centers of digital excellence.
Okay, so is that connected to the main conference? Yeah, okay.
When you come, you'll be registering. Okay. Everything is powered by artificial intelligence.
Okay.
The invitation is, the conference is by invite only.
Okay.
Or you follow live from home for one reason.
Right.
One, you don't want to cause congestion. When you come to KICC, the main entrance, you need to have registered. Already there is a link.
Okay.
This conference is supported, is a multi-governmental. I've been able to mobilize.
Are you able to give the link to our viewers?
Yeah, I've been able to mobilize the king himself, His Royal Majesty, to support the African man, beginning with Kenya.
Right.
For one reason. When the Kenyan man is supported,
yes,
imagine the glory. Let me tell you, and to our women, please. You gave an example of shoe number 38, you're given 42.
Yes.
That's a very good number. You can put some scones, sponges, but the biggest problem is you are shoe number 32 and you are given a shoe size number 52. Even if you put a full suit,
yes,
it cannot fit.
All
so
right.
the link is,
yes,
you go online. We are trending on Twitter, the Activate Men Conference.
Okay.
And there is a link, the Fountain Global TV, which is a media house supporting even the conference from Dubai, from the kingdom.
Okay.
Linked with IBU TV, which is, IBU is an investment arm chaired by His Royal Majesty himself, supporting things. Then number 2, very important. If you have a dream that you need funding, people are applying. There is a link.
Okay. Okay.
We have already sent letters to the president. He's aware. All the government ministries,
okay,
the IG through the Ministry of Interior, all of them, we have involved them, and we will have a chance, like the Shark Tanks that you see in the America, for the
people
young
to pitch their,
innovators
to pitch their
to
business.
come and pitch before the president and the king. Before, let me not say because I don't speak for the Kenyan government, because before the king himself, if you want to have a chance, a one-on-one with the king, it's possible. It is only in Africa where a member of county assembly wants to walk with 5 cars.
Okay.
Now, this is an MCA, for heaven's sake.
Okay.
I'm sorry, let me give you the challenge. When the king comes here, in Dubai, you go to a shopping mall, and the king himself gives you a lift when you are lost. I was talking to the Ministry of Interior, and I was having a discussion, and I thank God for the DIG. He'll be one of the speakers at the conference to encourage the policemen because of one reason. The police are the friends of the people.
Okay.
But ask many young people here today, when they meet them, they run away.
Okay, Kevin, we have only 2 minutes to wrap this up.
So let them register.
Yes.
It is free.
Okay.
Access is free, but by invite only, because we'll be at KICC. I know there is a press conference. The place will be barricaded by enough now, because when you are hosting a king is like a president.
Okay.
So the security detail, so let someone follow the link. We'll also have a link, because Apostle David Juma is also one of the fathers speaking to the men. Speaking to the men on this kingdom purpose, on the theme for 20. And then we have Bishop Mark Kariuki speaking. He is actually the host. We have Archbishop Harrison Nganga. We have Bishop Pius Moiro. We have Apostle Martin Suna. And for the first time in 2023, Apostle Grace Lubega from Uganda will be at KICC by invite only. Already we have more than 20,000 people that have applied. Space may not be enough, is at KICC, but we have few slots remaining, less than 5,000. Apply, you get a chance to pitch your idea.
Okay, excellent. I really think that this is an amazing opportunity. 2023 seems to have brought with it a new dawn, new ideas, and Kevin is in the forefront, like you have done in many other aspects of life. So that's really amazing. What else are you up to other than the conference, the men conference? there is a link for financing and all that. What else are we expecting from Kevin in future? Maybe I can invite you again to come and talk about something else.
I will.
As we wrap up, you have 30 seconds.
As I wrap up, now, my office in Dubai that I represent, I'm a special envoy for GC Africa Summit. That is Gulf Countries Africa Summit. We are hosting all the African presidents in Dubai next year. And we are saying, you talked about the home of Africa. We are showing Africa, you can be like Dubai. Dubai was a desert. Now, we have a very special program on invite only from the kingdom and His Royal Majesty. The president is coming, some of the ministers are coming, so you'll be able to hear. We have a benchmarking program.
Okay.
Whereby we are targeting to take 1,000 business executives, young people across the NNE to Dubai in the next few months through the invitation of the state for benchmarking. We begin from the desert. We show you how Dubai was before. Then we take you to the topmost part of the world, that is Burj Khalifa. We show you what Dubai is. Then we take you to the Museum of the Future. We show you how Dubai will look like for the next 30 years. Then now, we take you back to Kenya. We take you to the northeastern, to the coast. We tell you this is what you saw in the desert. Then using virtual reality, we show you how Kenya will look like, how Africa, that is basically the home of Africa. The goal is one Africa, one people, one continent, one nation. As in, there is no and expect much more. This weekend and next weekend also, we have a World Peace Summit here at KICC, and the details will be coming through the conference.
Okay. Very good. Kevin, I have to cut you short.
Let me tell you, this is important. I'm also the chairman, by God's grace, for Real Estate Development Finance Africa, Red Association, Red for the Kenyan chapter. This is a member club for the top developers by invite only. And we work with owners, those who are big in development, both in reality and also in the mind.
Okay. I
also represent the United States Foreign Trade Institute, which is an entity headquartered in Washington, D.C. It is like the Chamber of Commerce that has more than 29,000 companies in the U.S. Almost all the Fortune 500 companies, they are members of this institute. Their regional director is also coming this weekend. I'm saying that because so that people can know what to expect in the coming days. And we are saying we have more than $1 trillion
equivalent of
for investing in East Africa, and more than $3.5 trillion for investing in Africa under the One Africa, the home of Africa. So any idea, we can actualize it.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. This has been the Gigi Report. We began by talking about the main conference. And as you can see, we have ended up also opening up other conversations and speaking about opportunities for development, for business. And that's Kevin for you. He's an amazing, multi-talented, multi-gifted man with a reach and connections globally. And so always keep it Elevate TV. We always have a story and an interesting guest that you can learn from. The numbers on the screen can be used to reach us, and we can connect you up, and you can become part of some of these big ideas that are taking place globally and locally here. So God bless you so much, and thank you for staying tuned in. We'll see you another day, same time, same channel. Keep it Elevate. God bless you. Good night. Bye for now.